Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sehar Shah. I'm daughter of the prisoner of conscience Shabir Shah, the person who started the freedom movement long back. This man, from the age of 14, dedicated his life to the Kashmir struggle. He was first arrested at the age of 14 in 1968. At present, he is in Tihar jail, scripting the new history of resistance. My father, Shabir Shah, is among the front run resistance leaders of Kashmir who always stood for the peaceful resolution of Kashmir dispute. For his different political opinion, India has always put my father, Shabir Ahmed Shah, behind bars to silence his political voice. He was termed as the prisoner of conscience by human rights watchdog Amnesty International in May 1995. He is a Kashmiri leader who has seen and suffered the agonies of slavery. In his 33 years of imprisonment, he has been subjected to brutal tortures till his 20 years of reiterating an established fact and acknowledged truth. Shabir Shah has exhibited high qualities of patience, perseverance, gentleness, and sobriety. He was subjected to torture in the most notorious interrogation centers and prisons all over India. Not only him, but also his entire family had to pay a huge price, including his father's custodial killing. He spent his life languishing in jails all over India with no proved case against him. He was also known as the Nelson Mandela of Kashmir when he completed 20 years in prison. But now he has broken the record. He has spent more than 33 years of his life in prison for the Kashmir cause. Despite of innumerable and continuous miseries brought to him, he remains steadfast, strong, brave, and unshakable in his commitment towards a cause for which he has given his life. He remains untired and his resolve remains as strong as and fresh as it was 50 years back when he started his long and just struggle towards a much cherished goal of resolving the Kashmir issue. He has led from the front and has always been in harm's way. Away from the limelight, he continues to languish in Indian jails in pathetic conditions. Whenever he was free from jails, he talked about unity amongst Kashmiris for carrying forward the mission of freedom in extreme and warlike conditions. He has always stood for peaceful methods of resolving the Kashmir dispute. He has never shied away from talks with anyone who is willing to talk about Kashmir, always portraying the real picture of the plight of Kashmiris and the dark future of the subcontinent without resolving the core issue of Kashmir. He has talked to all the former prime ministers of India, foreign dignitaries, including senior George Bush, diplomats, and leaders across the globe who understand the nuances of Kashmir problem. He has never been provided with a passport so that he could travel and let the civilized people around the world to listen to our plight and raise our voice in the corridors of powers of the world for resolution of complex Kashmir issue. He himself was offered power many times just to derail him from the line of speaking and leading the cause of Kashmir, which he never accepted, and chose a life of immense hardship and jails. It's on record that he has spent more than 33 years of prisons in prisons across India with hundreds of cases against him without even a single case proven against him. Visiting my father Shabir Shah in Asia's most notorious jail, Tihar Jail, New Delhi, has been always been emotionally overwhelming for me. For most of my life, I have been seeing my father behind a glass window, so small that I could barely see his face, so blurred that I could hardly picture him. I could picture the shadow like thing. In the jail, I could neither touch him nor see him. And what I used to do, I used to put my hand on the window, and so did he. And it used to feel like we are holding our hands. I'm very attached to my father and his continuous detention. The way they tortured him, interrogated him, and kept him with criminals accused of rapes, murders, and thefts, where he couldn't get enough food to eat, worsened my health. As per the medical records, he has been diagnosed with severe health ailments, block in arteries, diabetes mellitus, hypertension, and many other health ailments. My father, Shabir Shah, is seriously unwell, but his morale is very high. On one meeting, he saw me a bit disturbed, and in a bold voice, like a lion, he said that even after completing 34 years of imprisonment, I am as strong as I was in 1968. It is intolerable to see a non violent, peace loving person being treated as a criminal and not as a political prisoner. I do miss him as he's my father, and I get hallucinations. I see my father, I hear his voice, and currently I am under high dosages of medications. But whatever little time I have spent with him, he has engraved a sense of a fighter in me to stand against oppression and to stand for the rights of Kashmiris, which was promised to us. Each day of his life inspires us to be steadfast, sincere, and brave in taking any course of action which leads us towards the truth, and we stand for our rights and oppressed people of Kashmir and the unjust onslaught against us. Currently, he's in Tihar Jail, New Delhi, since 2017 with a fake fabricated politically motivated case where the main accused has been released already. In more than 34 years of cases, the prosecutor couldn't prove a single case against my father. Though my father, Shabir Shah, is a firm believer of political resistance, however, he is being punished by the political leadership of India. Now, when his health and his condition has further deteriorated and has endangered his life, I, as a daughter, stress upon the human rights organizations to come to the rescue of the prisoner of conscience before it's too late. There are indeed many more that have valiantly struggled and suffered in different ways for the same cause, for the vindication and realization of the basic right of self expression and other democratic rights. People languished in jails have encountered untold hardships and have made immense sacrifices. If it not only affects the people who are in prison, but their families too. And my appeal to the civilized world of to the people of the civilized world is to recognize a peaceful struggle of a person who is fighting for the rights of his people which were promised. It's the people of Kashmir for whom and with whom he is struggling each day of his life for a free and beautiful future of Kashmir. After presenting just a gist of who my father is, I, Sehar Shah, am proud that I'm a daughter of a warrior, a living legend, the Shabir Shah. Thank you so much.